Kia ora koutou, ko wai au, ko manga tautari me pani hora o kumanga, ko pokai whenua me mangawhero o ku awa, ko ngati ahuru me ngati tiapunga o ku hapu, ko manga karatu me paparamu o ku marae, ko tānui tōku waka, ko raukawa tōku iwi, ko Tracey Morgan tōku ingoa, no Putaruru ahau. Greetings to you all, and I want to take this opportunity to introduce myself as one of the newly candidates standing for the Putaruru Ward. My name is Tracey Morgan. I have the pleasure of being born and bred from Putaruru. I've done all my schooling here in Putaruru and went away for about 20 years due to job relocation, and then about approximately 4 years ago came back to Putaruru, and it's so nice to be finally back here where I suppose my roots began. I'm a mum of 4 children. I'm a grandmother of 3 grandsons with a 4th one on the way. I'm also a career woman. I'm a practice nurse manager for a medical centre in Rotorua. I also have been part of New Zealand Nurses Organisation for the past 15 years, stood on many councils. I was the Vice President for the New Zealand Nurses Organisation and also Interim President, which was quite an honour for me to be able to represent 53,000 members. When I went away and did my nursing in the Hawke's Bay, one of my goals that I always wanted to do was bring it back home to our people. So health is my strength, health is what I know best. I also have sat on governance board. The New Zealand Nurses Organisation is the one I've recently, so managing a medical centre and being on a governance board has really helped me progress to the person that I am. The things that I'm passionate about for our community is going back to what it was like for me growing up. Putaruru was probably what I'd say a town that was always bubbling, was very community focused. There was always sports events on, there was always weekend events, and I suppose after going away and then coming back, a part of me seeing the vacant shops, and I know that we'd lost one of our main mills here in Putaruru, a few mills which unfortunately families had to relocate, but the essence of this town, the heart of the town is still here, and I suppose that's why I put myself forward to stand, because this place helped me shape the person that I am, and for the future of our children, grandchildren, I want to bring that back. I've heard a few people speak, and what a lot of them have said is what's sad is that Putaruru used to be so bubbling and now everyone's gone. And one person said to me that we need to invest back in Putaruru, we need to be buying back in Putaruru, shopping here in Putaruru, so that it will build our town. And when I thought about that, went away and thought about that, it's so true. We're at the central of the North Island, so we have access to places, Tokoro, Rotorua, Hamilton, Taupo, and so it was easier for, and I was one of those families would take our children away. But then I always thought about growing up, there were things like the AMP show, where it's really community focused, the whole town got involved, there were shows, the Christmas parade that still goes, so those are the things that I hold on to, those are the things that I believe we need to bring back. Being newly standing for the council, it's like I'm wanting to advocate for the people of Putaruru, hear the voices for the young, the mature and the old, because I think that's where we can make the change. I'm not the difference, we are the difference here in Putaruru, home of the owl. And I think that's me, very passionate. My grandmother was one of the first primary school teachers here, so instilling what she taught here to all my children is, I think, what will carry me through. Yeah, I just love Putaruru. I just think South Waikato, we're quite fortunate. While we might not be known out on the major radars. We've had a wealth of intelligent people, sports people, all come from Putaruru, so that's what makes me proud to represent Putaruru and bring back to our town. I am about healthier communities. I chose to be a nurse for that reason, and I know we just come through a pandemic of COVID, so one thing that stood for me was when COVID was quite prominent throughout Aotearoa and it actually hit Putaruru, I contacted one of the local schools and offered my services to go and help swab the children and the families, because you know, in nursing, it's not about the nurses, the patients coming to the nurses. Sometimes in this day and age, people can't get out, or the timing's not the greatest. So, you know, it's about making those opportunities available for them. So, something that I took off the back of me to do. Thank you.